I think even after the Royal Commission and everything that the Salvation Army were asked about and the evidence that they gave, that no, children aren't safe in the Salvation Army right at the moment.
The Salvation Army has delivered a formal apology to those mistreated in its care.
They were meant to protect the most vulnerable children. Instead, they were responsible for some of the most shocking child abuse ever seen in Australia.
We are sorry, deeply sorry, for every instance when children were sexually abused by our personnel or while in our care.
Are you saying that it's possible that some of the perpetrators have still not been identified?
Not that I know of. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but there's no one out there that I'm aware of.
Growing up in the army was very, what I'd call, insular. It was, you were pretty much born in to an organisation where you went to school with other officers' kids, you went on the Salvation Army bus to school, you were in playgroup, kindergarten, everything else with other officers' kids. Within ourselves, within our group of our own, as well as more broadly, we were known as the OKs. We moved around quite a lot, as Salvation Army officers did a lot back then. Most of the abuse took place either via the Northcote Salvation Army or when I was at the training college in Parkville. My abuse started probably from the age of about 3 or 4, and it involved 5 different people over about 10 years. You know, these people were the elders or the older people of the army, very well respected. So it sort of started very young and then continued up through playgroups, youth groups within the church itself, and then led to abuse within babysitting hours, groups that were arranged to sort of look after us little kids, you know, the older kids sort of looking after us little kids. And the abuse really continued for about 10 years. I've had conversations with other officers' children that have brought up the same names of perpetrators. I remember telling an older person, so I would have been sort of age 9 or 10 and she would have been sort of age 17, 18, and these were sort of the older people who were in charge of us younger kids to sort of look after us in youth groups that we had. And I remember telling her and sort of explaining to her I didn't want to go there anymore, I didn't like the person, made me feel uncomfortable. I then explained to her some of the things that he had done and pretty much just sort of got, you know, that's just him, he's sort of funny, he just likes girls, he's just trying to be silly, you know, it's not the first time I've heard this, don't worry about it too much, I'm sure, you know, he'll move on and it won't be a big deal. And then when I did try and speak about it a few years later, even to my mother, it was very much, you know, no one's really going to believe you because of who they were or who their parents were. You know, some of these people's parents were quite high up in the army. So I was really given the understanding that if I did speak out and I did name these people, that I wouldn't be believed at all. Just the very fact that there is a serving officer still in the army that has allegations against him, and really the investigation that went on wasn't very detailed. And I do have concerns, having been involved in a couple of cases over the last couple of years, that, you know, there are still that cultural change to happen, that secrecy, that hidden nature of senior Salvation Army officials and officers is still going on or having an impact on children within the army. Particularly, I think officers' kids, it's very difficult for officers' kids to speak out. Your whole life revolves around who your family is, what your name is. To be able to disclose to their families is really, really difficult because you're dealing with people who have devoted their whole life to an organisation, not just from a practical, financial, housing point of view, but from a deeply spiritual, you know, commitment to something. And for them to even acknowledge that the very children that they brought into this organisation weren't safe and probably still aren't is a really, really difficult thing to bring out.
You look like a young lady who likes to give lots of hugs and kisses out, do you? You're both very pretty. And you have green eyes. Blue. Are they? They're not blue. Now, don't tell me that. Look at me a little closer. They're green. Yeah, cool, good.
Heck, you don't have to be afraid of us.
Are your eyes green? Boy, are they ever pretty. Wow. Did many boys comment on your eyes? Hugs and kisses. I should have known a sweet-looking gal like you would pick that one. You give out kisses, though, don't you, Stephanie?
No.
Oh, you don't, too?
All right. Wait, you like hugging and kissing?
No kisses. Can I have a little kiss, please? Oh!
You got any boyfriends?
Yeah, one.
One boyfriend? What do you do when you're alone together? What do you do too?
We have so much fun with 6-year-olds on this show.
That horrifying footage was from the 1980s Canadian game show Just Like Mom. The man hosting the show was named Fergie Olver. You are probably feeling shocked, confused, and appalled at the visible proof of pedophilia broadcasted on live TV. How were they able to do this? Why didn't anyone stop this? Did the host go to jail? Today, we are going to dive into the dark past of the worst game show ever made. Scar.
Yep, they got away with it because a lot of people were still fast asleep, right? You have the parents of these children right there, and you have people clapping along as this perverted individual was abusing these children live on stage. That's exactly what it is. You see how evil this whole place is. I mean, it's a very evil, very sick world we live in, right? Here it is, they managed to desensitize people about pedophilia and things like that to the point where they put it right in front of your face and your mind can't even grasp. Because what is the alternative, right? Because you rather believe it's just play. Because the alternative is the truth. And the truth is this is a pedophile and you brought your children and you have your children watching a pedophile abuse a child right in front of the TV, right? So a lot of people rather just dismiss that thought, right? And believe in the lie. That is just a dude, he's just playful, just trying to kiss little children. Of course not. Now look at the product. All this stuff has led to. Look at our world today. Now all of a sudden, you have all these islands where children are abused, right? And till today, no one has been arrested, even to the point where you can no longer find Epstein client lists. It disappeared. Famous, out of there.
Scarborough, Ontario, a suburb of Toronto, Canada, was where CFTO TV Studios was located. The year is 1979. Paul Burford came up with a new idea for a game show that would shock the world, literally. He pitches the idea to his friend Stephen Young, who would be the host of season 1. He loves it. In the 80s, kids' game shows were not very popular in America, but Canada seemed to have a vested interest in this genre. The idea was almost exactly like the Newlywed Game, but with kids and their mothers. 3 teams, each consisting of a child and their mother. The children are asked 2 questions while the moms are backstage. They give an answer, then the mom comes on the stage and is asked the same question. Each team gets points when their answers match. Then they have a bake-off, where the kids are given some ingredients to bake something in 60 seconds. The mothers get a taste test of each one and have to guess which one their child baked. If they fleshed out this part of the game show, it would actually be a fun idea. Maybe give the kids more ingredients, more time to explain what ingredients they're using and why. For example, this one mother knew it was her daughter's creation because it had a lot of cherries in it.
You win the show! Congratulations! And why did you take number 3? Because it had the most cherries in it. It had the most cherries in.
Whoever has the most points at the end gets to spin the prize wheel full of cheap sponsored items with hopes of winning a trip to Disneyland. Season 1 was hosted by Stephen Young and Catherine Swing. Stephen was a lot less creepy than Fergie, but still had some questionable tendencies. Catherine was elected as Miss Canada in 1978. She was an actress and TV personality. In the beginning of each episode, the kids would run up to the host as he demands a hug and kiss.
Here, give me 5, Trevor! That a guy, baseball player, turn out foul. Oh.
However, for the remainder of the show, at least the ones I could find on the internet, he seems to give the children a little bit more space, isn't always trying to touch them, and just focuses on the game. Stephen left the show after season 1. Nobody knows why. Season 2 is when Canadians all over the country would be introduced to Fergie Ulver. Fergie was Catherine Swing's husband. They even had 2 children together. Fergie's whole life revolved around baseball. That's where his expertise was. Sure, he did some commercials here and there, but his only other job was this random game show for children. When he took over for season 2 on Just Like Mom, things changed a lot. The children were no longer running up to the host in the beginning. Still, it was the host's job to greet the kids and make them feel comfortable. Despite his relaxed tone and higher-pitched voice, literally none of the kids, or their mothers, ever looked comfortable.
Where did you get that pretty blonde hair?
Heck, you don't have to be afraid of us.
The likely reason why the kids felt uncomfortable is because they were trapped.
You have the lady up there. You don't have to be afraid of us, right? Oh, man. And, you know, people look at women, you think, oh, women are supposed to be the better, understanding, nurturer, and all that, right? Well, when it comes to these evil bastards, they are all evil, men and women, right? Just like men and women went to the Epstein Islands, right? That's just the way it is. They are evil to the core of them. You best believe the lady, she knows what is going on in there. She knows how perverted this man is that they put on screen, you know, and you have the parents, unbeknownst to them, that they practically brought their children to the lion's den to be devoured, all because you want to be on TV, right? And that is still played out to today. Look at Disney, right? Disney World and Disney channels and things like that. How many children were abused in the whole Disney fiasco? You see why? And the parents knew about it, and they didn't do nothing because they want to get paid. They want to be famous. They want their children to be famous. At what price? At what price? Before we go any further, all praises to the Most High Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rachahakodash. Double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and continue to teach us this truth. Peace, salutation, shalom, shalom, shalom to all your brothers and sisters out there that are of the household of faith, beginning with 144,000 mighty men of the house of Israel, down to the men, women, and children that are allotted to be delivered in these latter days, who are of the elect. And to the brothers that are pushing this gospel in all sincerity and in all honesty, to you all I say shalom, which means peace to you all. So let's get back to this.
I'm glad you let me share this chair with you. This is comfortable up here.
For the start of the game, the producers would
Make no mistake about it, women are pedophiles too. Women are pedophiles too. Contrary to popular belief, you know. They want to make it look like it's just a man problem. Now, women are also pedophiles. You know, even though the world tried to overlook it, but that's just the case. Just as perverted as this man is, the lady is also perverted. Birds of the same feather, right?
take the mothers off the set, bring them backstage, and make sure they can't see or hear what's going on. That way they can't hear their child's answers and cheat to win the game. This was the perfect trap for Fergie and Catherine to take advantage of the children.
Hugs and kisses. I should have known a sweet fucking gal like you would pick that one.
Once the mothers were off stage, the hosts would get very close to the kids. Most of the time, Fergie would have his hand on the backs of these children, or in places we can't be sure of. The children most of the time are visibly uncomfortable.
They don't look nervous because what's there to be nervous about, right?
Can I meet your family? Yes, you can. I'm proud to introduce them. First of all, my lovely wife, Karen. Hello.
Hi, Richard.
Her equally attractive sister, Jan.
Hi, Richard.
Jan's husband, Randy, who's not so good looking. And our sweet niece and their daughter, Jill. Hello. Jill is 12 years old.
You do well. Got a lollipop for this lady? Just get a lollipop for her. Yeah. Wait a minute. Do you like grape? Because if you don't, we'll get another flavor.
It's okay, I like grape.
Thank you. Let's play a few.
You have green eyes.
Blue.
Are they? They're not blue. Now, don't tell me that. Look at me a little closer. They're green.
Freaking perverts, man. We'll come back to this. And things like this piss you off. Like it should. If you have any sense to you, it should piss you off. This is the book of Psalms, the 7th chapter, and the 9th verse. It says, "Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end." This is what we pray for, man. So we don't have to keep dealing with this craziness, this perverseness. You know? Even just looking at this, man, it rubs you the wrong way. You get pissed off, but you have to expose these things, right? This is what we're dealing. This is the level of evil we're dealing with right here. You see, this is why we groan and pray for a righteous world, a world where your children will be safe from predators, right? Those that mean them harm. Because children, they're very impressionable. They don't know any better, right? You tell them some things, you get in their head and take advantage of them. You get what I'm saying? And these men, these perverts, that's what they are, sick, demented bastards, they know this and they take advantage of that. And the parents are just there laughing and giggling. Meanwhile, your child has turned into a prey. They're being preyed upon, So we pray that the wickedness of the wicked to come to an end. It says, "But establish the just, for the righteous God trieth the hearts and reins. My defense is of the Most High, which saveth the upright in heart." This is what we pray for, man. To save us from the hands of the wicked, because the wicked run the whole show. That's why they are so proud in your face. They put it in your face. Because why? Well, they're all like that. They can get away with it. What are you going to do about it? They're all over the place, right? These sick bastards. They're your mayors. They're your presidents. They're your judges. You see? They're all over the goddamn place. They run the whole city. So we need defense. It says the Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. Now we see why he's angry with the wicked every day, man. The wickedness of the wicked is too much. The perverted ways is just extremely too much, to the point where now Epstein list is nowhere to be found. They're still getting away with it. They're still getting away with all the atrocities they've committed, the crimes against humanity, unspeakable things they've done to children, right? They're getting away with it like it's nothing.
See, I fooled you.
This guy's so creepy, his favorite pickup bar is Chuck E. Cheese. He's so pedo, he thinks diapers are a form of lingerie. Now, I'm not trying to say he's pedo, I'm really not, but he's had more kids in his pants than Baby Gap. This guy's so creepy, he calls babysitting date night. I'm not saying he's a dirty old man, but he does have more hidden hard drives than an illegal Bitcoin operation. I'm not saying he's a creep, but his favorite cruising spot is a maternity ward. Now, I'm not trying to call him a predator, but there's more little bones buried in his backyard than in a KFC dumpster. This guy's so creepy, when he smiles near a playground, it sets off an Amber Alert. Now, I'm not saying he's into underage kids, but he considers Teen Vogue to be a MILF magazine.
I mean, saying it in a funny way. You know, he's trying to be funny about it, but this is serious business, man. This is very serious, you know? This is how crazy these guys are, and they put them right in front of your face, you know? They let them loose on your children. Guys like this, they have the other one that was in the UK. I can't think of his name right now. Damn, his name escapes me, you know. You guys out there probably know who I'm talking about if you're into stuff like this. Right? He used to be part of the UK. He used to run with the royal family and things like that. He was on TV too, you know. They have all kinds of allegations brought up on him. I think they made a series on him in Netflix or one of these streaming services. But yeah, he goes deep, man. He goes deep. How many of the Disney stars, you know, the Disney teen stars, have all turned out to be wackos, man? Why? Because of things like this, you know?
Stairway to Stardom was a public access TV series that aired in New York City from 1979 to 1990. Frank Massey, the host of the show, would bring on amateur singers, dancers, and comedians to perform in the hope of launching their careers in show business. Oddly enough, while the show was called Stairway to Stardom, the guests seemingly had to go down the stairs to what looked like a basement in Long Island to tape the show. The least one can say is that things sometimes got weird.
Can I bring my girlfriend on the show now?
Go ahead.
I have a beautiful little girl. I just fell in love with her the first time I saw her. Tony said
his mannerisms, right? His mannerism just shows you the kind of man he is, the kind of pervert he is. The way he's just wait till you see who his girlfriend is.
You have to hear this little girl, and you know who she is. Her name is April Lauren.
Check that out, man. That is his girlfriend, and the way he's talking about this girl right there, you can tell that man can imagine the thoughts going on in his head, the things he want to do to this little girl right here, right? And they have the little girl singing about lollipop. And if you know the deeper meaning behind lollipops, you lick lollipops, right? If you listen to the Lil Wayne music, Lollipop, you can get a deeper understanding into that, right? So it's all symbolic, just like pizza and things like that, right? Creepy stuff.
Can I bring my girlfriend on the show now?
Can I bring my girlfriend on the show now?
I gotta talk to you, babe. Where'd you learn to warble like that? Born with it?
Yeah. What'd you think of her, Frank?
Oh, she's all right if you like talent.
Talent? Doesn't she have it?
Yeah, she sure has. Yeah, you look so pretty. Thank you. How about that? How old are you, Bernadette?
12.
12, huh?
Wasn't she good?
Yeah, are you nervous, honey? A little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get nervous too a lot, you know me, and wow.
You know, we got those cameras staring at you, you know, but they're not gonna hurt you, really, they're not. You're pretty, you know that?
Thank you.
How old are you?
God damn.
You make me feel so young. Bernadette, everybody.
I mean, come on now. This was on live TV. This was on TV, right?
You got that pretty smile.
Yeah,
huh?
she does.
Thank you, Blake. Thank you very much.
You know, I had a little girl singing on my show, you know, and she sang pretty too. But they didn't want her for her singing. They wanted her for a commercial. Would you like to do a commercial?
Huh? Okay. Somebody out there looking for a little girl. Here she is.
Can I have a kiss? Huh? Oh, right.
So see if they're auctioning the girl, right? Like, you know, she said somebody out there looking for a little girl. There she is, and kind of like giving a signal to whoever it is out there that, oh, this one is good to go, ready to go. Even the parents are okay with it, right? That's what it looks like to me, right? Anyone out there looking for a little girl, there she is.
Boy, that was very good. Very good.
It seems on your resume you're dancing 7 years. You must have been just a little baby. What, 3 years old?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
How come you're so pretty? Huh? Are you married?
No.
No, you're not married. Stop. Hey, stop married.
God damn.
Okay, let's bring out our guest. Huh?
Oh, isn't she beautiful?
Okay.
Oh, look at her eyes. Did
Huh?
you take a look at her eyes?
No, I didn't.
They're beautiful.
Oh, yeah,
They're
they
so
are.
big and beautiful. You got
Okay, let's bring her out. Okay. Here she.
Like I say, man, this woman is no better. She's just as crazy as this guy is. Egging him on, right? She's just as fucked up. Excuse my French. She's just as fucked up and fucked in the head as this guy is, man. You see? What kind of world is this?
Yes, Jennifer Fields. Here she is.
And they have her dressed like this. You're supposed to have a little girl dressed like this, all in the name of ballet or whatever, you know, dancing in front of perverts. Man, we get the idea, man. It's creepy old man, like they say. Then you have this one here. Sex abuse survivor speaks out. Says Salvation Army child sex abuse survivor speaks out, right? Marion Wake was born into one of Australia's most organized charities. By speaking out, she hopes other officers' children will confront the Salvation Army and get redress for their sexual abuse. You see? And this is what happens. All these organizations, Salvation Army, UN, this, and Red Cross, all these organizations, they hide behind the facade of doing the greater good. Meanwhile, it's nothing but evil stuff going on in these organizations, right? Even churches. You know, how many pope and priests have been out there touching on little boys, right? I'm surprised by now, the Roman Catholic Church still have any money left to be able to pay off all these accusations. You see? So they hide behind all these organizations doing all kinds of wickedness. It came out that Oprah, all the schools she was opening down in Africa, she was out there, trafficking children, molesting them, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. See, that's what they do, man. They open up all these organizations, even your CPS, Child Protective Services. That is a hub for child trafficking. You see? All these organizations that they open, that's an easy route to just do all kinds of stuff to your children. Right? Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, what do you think is going on in there? And you still have parents sending their children up in there. And you just had the Girl Scout thing that was in Texas that got flooded in. You can imagine what was going on in there, that kind of judgment came upon them. Because believe it or not, that was a judgment that came upon them for all the crazy stuff they were doing down there. You see, that's what we got to deal with, man. That's how evil the world has become. And you have to be aware of this and stop being willfully ignorant to all of this crap. You see, this is Ecclesiastic is the 8th chapter and the 11th verse, it says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Right? That's why you still have all these organizations still set up and still doing the same old bull crap. Why? Because no one is punishing them for this. Right? So you have the guys that went to the Epstein Island thing, they're still out there running around. You know, they're still claiming to be humanitarians and philanthropists and all kinds of things. Why? Because no one is judging them for that. All their evil works, they haven't been persecuted for that. But believe you me, it's going to come a time where they will be persecuted. That's why the scripture goes along to say, though a sinner do evil 100 times, right? And his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it will be well with them that fear the Lord, fear God, which fear before him. Says, it goes on to say, but it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before the Most High. You see, so they're gonna get their just due, even though they carry on with the wickedness for a while. You know, it seemed like that. They've been doing this stuff for a very long while now, and it's been going on for years. Eventually, they will have to pay the piper. The chicken will come home to roost, as they say. You see, that's what the scripture is saying. You hear. Though they keep doing this, they have all kinds of freak off parties. They've been abusing children. They've been doing all kinds of evil works, sacrifices, you know, blood drinking and all kinds, you know, Adreno and then Google Chrome. You see, they've been doing all of that for the longest. Guess what? Eventually, they will have to pay the piper. That's just the way it is. It's just the way it is, man. Their day is coming. This is Psalms 73rd chapter and the 3rd verse. It says, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. So when you look at the wicked, they're prospering. They're all of it. They're on your TVs. They are everywhere. They have all the money. The Fortune 500 Fortune. These guys, right? The billionaires, the tech guys, the wicked elites, the 1%ers, right? You know, you look at the way they're prospering, sometimes you get envious, you get angry. Because, you know, they're the wicked. They do all kinds of wicked stuff. And how the fuck are they still out here, you know, running the whole show? But that's what King David is asking. And then he goes on to say, they are not in trouble as other men, right? Just like all of a sudden the Epstein client list is no longer there. You know, Zimzalabim disappeared in the air of Vamoose. You see? No longer there, man. They vanished out of thin air. You see? That's why they're not in trouble like other men, because they don't get in trouble like you and I get in trouble. A lot of them, they are above the law. Right? The law, for you, the law, the rules are for you, not for them. They do everything to protect each other because they're all in the same boat of wickedness. It says, neither are they plagued like other men. Yeah, the hell we catch. They don't catch that. They're busy flying throughout the earth, living it up. We just had, what is his name? Amazon guy. You know, the bald head creep. Jeff Bezos, I believe it was him. He bought out some place in Spain where he was trying to do his wedding. You can't even imagine something like that, doing something like that. You can't even buy out a small room. You can't even afford that right now, of how hard things are. So he's saying they're not plagued like other men. They're living it up. You think the Rothschild, Rockefellers, the Oppenheimers, the Ponds, the Gettys, the wicked Edomites that run the show, you think they're worried about their next meal? You see? They're not worried about none of that. Or how to pay their bills and things like that. You see? It says, therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain. Yeah, just because they're living it up. They're so prideful. They've been getting away with so much. They've become so prideful, right? They're on your TV talking shit. Buku stuff. It says, violence covereth them as a garment, right? Violence, man. You know? All kinds of things they do. They've shed a lot of blood. Because the whole thing behind, child abuse goes into the violence that they do. Ritualistic sacrifices and things of that nature. The cremation of care. Violence covereth them as a garment. It says their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. See that? They have it all. So to them, they're not going to get in trouble. You're not going to lock me up, not while I'm a billionaire. You see? It says they are corrupt. Your mayors, so-called Congress, right? The senators, the presidents, whatever it is that all the politicians, every single one of them, they're all corrupt. So they speak wickedly concerning oppression, right? All of a sudden, there's no Epstein list. Now, nobody was touched on, right? Nobody was oppressed. We weren't doing anything that we weren't supposed to be doing. So they speak loftily, very proud devils. It says they set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh throughout the earth, right? They're the new gods. They proclaim themselves as such. Tell you how there's no God. They don't believe in God. And even when they're saying in God we trust, they're talking about somebody else, not the true Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Not that. They're talking something else. Their tongue walking throughout the earth, right? Pride. They make all the rules for you, not for them. You see? That's crazy, man. Let's close out with this real quick. In the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter and the 49th verse, it says, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, right? So that's what we have here. And Rome, they have that eagle. That is the animal of choice for the Edomites, because they're very proud. They're the proud devils that run the whole show. And they're Edomites, their nation. They're from the nation of Edom in the Bible, and they are the wicked. So they have that eagle with them. Even in America, because America is spearheaded by Edomites. Right? It says that eagle flieth. It says a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Here's the point. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, or show favor to the young. They don't care. They will oppress anyone, and they will prey upon anyone, old or young, especially the young. Especially the young. Right? That's what we're left to deal with here. Child sex abuse. Don't show favor to the young. They will oppress and devour and destroy anybody on their path. That is the way of the wicked. And you have to know them for what they are and be aware of them. Very aware of them. And with that, all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. See you next time, Lord willing. Shalom. Shalom.